overnight. We'll see mist and low cloud returning to North Sea coasts, and it'll be similar to recent nights in that it'll be mild for most of us, very little wind, but chillier in one or two central Highland glens. So tomorrow morning, not as much cloud to start as we've had in recent days, so that'll burn away in next to no time. Skies brightening nicely to allow some good spells of sunshine once again, and by the middle of the afternoon, blue skies for much of Dumfries and Galloway, Ayrshire and Kintyre, up through the Glasgow area, and Argyll temperatures reaching 22 Celsius. A bit more in the way of cloud for Lewis and Hannah's cooler conditions here for the Caithness coast too, and for
just take it in these spots because that tires out, remember.
Here than you've had today. It's looking good across Aberdeenshire, looking good for Rockness too. Light winds, warm sunshine, possibly across inland Aberdeenshire, the hills of Angus and Perthshire. There could be one or two light showers, but there'll be a high ground feature. On the whole, it's a fine afternoon, widely getting into the high teens or the low 20s. Now, through the rest of the afternoon, can't rule out a few showers as we head towards evening, but then another dry night to come, turning quite misty and staying on the mild side once again. So we head into the weekend, and there's that area of high pressure keeping all these weather fronts at bay. It doesn't really budge throughout Saturday and for Sunday, and it's giving us a fine weekend. Settled, warm spells of sunshine, very little wind, so you will get the full benefit of that sun, and that's certainly the case on Saturday. Good sunny spells, temperatures up to 20 or 21 Celsius. Always a bit more in the way of cloud for the Northern Isles and the far north of the mainland, and that's the case on Sunday too. But it won't spoil what will be another lovely day, so make sure you enjoy the sunshine. Sally.
That's good enough for me, thank you, Gillian. Now, a reminder of tonight's main news in brief. Police have been interviewing parents of children at a nursery in Fort William after a man was charged with sexual abuse. Mark McLennan, who's 28, appeared at the town's Sheriff Court and has been released on bail. Ed Miliband has set out Labour's new approach to welfare and promised to limit spending on benefits if his party wins the next election. He said that many people had lost faith in a system. And Andy Coulson, the former editor of the News of the World, has denied charges of phone hacking and corruption at Southwark Crown Court. And that's Reporting Scotland. I'll be back with the headlines at 8 and the late bulletin just after the 10 o'clock news. But until then, everyone here in Glasgow and around the country, have a very good evening.
It's as bad as coming out the boom. Aye, but that's what they've got. No, but that's part of the natural progression.
One show next.
Oscar. Again.
A season of music inspired by the British Isles. Listen to 20 great works every weekday morning at 11 on BBC Radio 3.
This country, with its rugged mountains and endless coastline, has produced a generation of the best wildlife cameramen in the world.
Sometimes you know all that time you spent is going to be worthwhile, and you get an amazing shot. But if you do manage to find a leopard, it is incredibly exciting. Every second is an intimate moment.
It's just so
just like flip over.
What's going to happen? It's so exciting.
Wild Cameramen at Work continues Monday at 7:30 on BBC One Scotland and on HD.
Their campaign may be over, but now the rebuilding begins. Croatia v Scotland live tomorrow at 7 on BBC Two Scotland.
The Voice goes live this time tomorrow. In half an hour on BBC One Scotland.
We're going to have to build up that one thing.
That's here after the One Show.
Come on. You tired, son.
Oh, he's nearly out of it. He heads over already.
Come on.
Hello and welcome to the One Show with Hello,
Alex Jones, our guest tonight is
He's got like the legs in the air, going like that. Fresh air pushing.
6-time Olympic champion and the most successful Olympic cyclist of all time.
In fact, in terms of gold medals, he's the most successful champion ever. But none of this would have happened if it wasn't for a film about a little alien in a bicycle basket.
To tell us why, please welcome, he's the one at the back, Sir Chris Hoy!
I'm just slapping it.
No, you don't. Legs out. It's on the ropes.
So, this
the E.T. influence. Tell us more.
Yeah, it's a story a lot of people think is a load of nonsense, but it's actually true. I watched it when I was about 6 or 7, and it was the first time I'd seen a BMX bike. I'd never seen one before, never heard of them before, and it was a chase scene at the end when they're getting chased by the police through the streets and they're hammering up and down, going over jumps, round corners, and as a 6 or 7-year-old thing it was very exciting, so that's what got me into BMX.
You never stopped pedalling since? And you were 9th in the world eventually, weren't you, one
period? Yeah, it was a few years later.
He's a clever boy. You've jumped for yourself.
All over Europe.
You're a clever boy.
You know, in the car, we used to pack it up on a Friday night after school. Drive down to wherever the race was and race all weekend and come back up on the Sunday night.
Do you remember your first bike, Chris?
Oh yeah, you can't forget your first bike.
What was it like?
Well, it was actually...
Pink,
you've seen it, obviously, yeah.
Little glitter bits.
Exhausted?
Yeah, little tassels.
It's not exhausted, he'll just take a wee burst.
And it was £5. And my dad got it and he resprayed it and he put BMX stickers on it, big handlebars. Kind of convinced me that it was a BMX bike. So I thought, brilliant, it's a BMX bike. I went out there and there was a dirt jump area near my house. I went down there. And within about 2 or 3 weeks I'd snapped the frame, it wasn't really strong enough to do jumps.
So you moved on to this one, which was your second bike, we understand.
Oh yes.
Tyres!
Yeah, beautiful.
That's a belter.
Yeah, or as my mum calls it, the girl's bike, because it was my next door neighbour, it was their old bike, and she very kindly offered it to me, and again that didn't last long, unfortunately.
Well, listen, many of us have happy memories of...
Just leave him, Wesley, he's concentrating.
Chris is here. We want to see yours.
If you've got pictures, send it in to the usual address. And we'll show some of them a bit later.
We will now. We know of at least one MP3 Lords and one former X-Factor judge who will be cursing undercover journalists this week.
Here's newsman turned broadcaster Nick Ferrari on the art of the perfect
And as
sting.
his legs get stronger, he's going to do it all the time and quicker.
The Sting has been around for years. It's brought down politicians, sports stars and celebrities. It usually works like this. A reporter goes undercover to expose wrongdoing. He or she pretends to be someone they're not by setting up a fake company, taking on a fake identity, or, perhaps most famously, being a fake shake. A sting can result in newspapers flying off the shelves. Its effect can also ruin lives and careers in minutes.
But what's the recipe for a perfect sting? Well, I'm going to speak to some other seasoned old hacks to try and find out.
Phil Hall was editor of the News of the World for 5 years, a paper well known for its exposés and reporters who, just at the right moment, made their excuses and left. He says the key to a great sting is keeping it simple.
So what makes a good sting?
A good sting is a story that probably ultimately ends up with the person that you're writing about going to jail.
And what is required in there? What are the ingredients?
You need clear evidence, because clearly if things are going to be under the microscope in a court of law, the newspapers have to have confessions, they have to have independent witnesses. The end has to justify the means.
What's the sting?
I think ultimately the Jeffrey Archer case, he went to jail for 5 years, he committed perjury, and I think that was something that the newspapers should investigate.
But how do you decide whether it's worth
You're
pursuing
commanding
so many
confidence.
stories must be your way as an editor of a tabloid newspaper?
You're looking for
He'll leave a wee trail.
individual, criminal activity, but most of all, something that really is in public interest.
What is or isn't in the public interest is, of course, a matter of debate, but most editors will only authorise a sting if they have some proof beforehand that wrongdoing is taking place. Stings are...
Come on.
Today's headlines are tomorrow's disaster stories for some, so if you're going to go undercover, you've got to make sure you get it right, and you don't get caught.
Oh,
come on then.
People are responsible for torturing.
I know. Come on.
Kenyon is
Come
an
on.
experienced undercover.
Come on then.
He's gone to extreme lengths to get his story. He's even faked his own death. He was almost wrong when posing as a boat fanatic for the BBC.
Jump down onto an area of the yacht which is safe and flat, which is
Wait.
things that,
Come on. Come on.
no, I do.
Come on.
You don't, because
Hurry up,
this was
Wait.
the yacht, you would never
One more, You come over to me.
There's no way around that. It
Oh,
very
what's wrong?
He's probably feeling the cold. No, just leave him till he gets. It's just unsure.
Oh,
You're fine.
Give me fingers. Reach for my hands. Come on.
always having a really strong
Reach for my hands.
backstory.
Come
Everything has to be planned with military
He's trying to get back in, no, Leslie?
You take it away from me. And you take it away from me.
He's a big brute.
Come on, reach for my hands. Come on.
Oscar. Oscar.
See what I done earlier? He got so far and I put him back in.
To the feet.
Hey, I'll stop taping.
Cash for questions. Cash